Only take advice from people who are qualified to give that piece of advice. For example, let's say you want to be a millionaire, but you're only taking money advice from people who make 30,000 a year. Nothing's wrong with 30,000 a year. Just look at the point here. They make 30,000 a year. They make 200,000. They make 500,000. But they don't make a million. So they're not qualified to tell you how to become a millionaire because they themselves are not millionaires. If you wanted to get in shape, but you're taking health advice from somebody who eats McDonald's every day and is very out of shape, it'll be very unlikely you get in shape because you're taking bad health advice. And in the same sense, if you want to make more money, but you take money advice from people who have none, you're going to end up with what they got because their advice, what they know and what they do, has led them to where they are. So, to make it nice, sweet, and simple, only take advice from people who are qualified to give that advice. Don't listen to an auto mechanic on how to do brain surgery, and don't listen to a brain surgeon on how to get a six pack. Now, for those who don't know, my name is Lawrence. I'm a youth empowerment speaker. I specialize in helping teen young adults build self love, confidence, and overall a positive outlook on life. I've also written books on it. I do one on one consultations. And if you'd like to bring me into your school or youth organization, my contact information is below, as well as my Cash App if you would like to donate. Now, what I want to bring up today is that we see a lot of advice going around in the world. We see a lot of relationship advice. We see a lot of health advice, a lot of business advice. We see a lot of information going around. But unfortunately, a lot of the people who are trying to tell you what to do, they're not qualified to tell you that. Now, just so you know, I've been doing this, going into schools, organizations, and podcasts, and speaking and writing books since I was 15. I'm 19 now, so I've been doing it for 4 years. I got my credentials, I have my stripes. I am a qualified source of how to build self love, resilience, and a positive outlook on life. I have my credentials. Unfortunately, though, a lot of people will get online and they'll make a video saying, oh no, if you just do this thing, you'll get the outcome. If you just say this one line, that girl will like you. If you just do this one business strategy, everything will go right for you. If you just do this one health trick, you'll lose 20 pounds overnight. Question that. Now, an example would be, let's say, Alex Hormozy. He's a business guy. He does a lot of things. He's super well in shape. So if he were to say to you, here's how to lose 20 pounds, he's a qualified source of information on the subject. If he were to say, here's how to grow your business, he's a qualified source of information. So take the advice of qualified sources of information. Now, realistically, you don't have access to that kind of person next door. I highly doubt your next door neighbor is a multimillionaire. I highly doubt your next door neighbor is a PhD certified therapist. I highly doubt that. It's possible, but I doubt it. So, if you don't have qualified people around you, people who are qualified to give advice on the subject, if you don't have these people around you, and there's so much fake information on the internet, where do you get it? Where do I go? How do I tell the snakes from the real? How do I tell the fake people from the real ones? Simple. Go to their oldest video. If you come on the internet and you're trying to tell me how to lose weight, or you're trying to tell me how to achieve a goal, and you don't have a before and after, I don't trust that. If you come on the internet and you say, here's how to make $1 million, I'm like, okay, where's yours? Where's yours? Like, where's your business? Can I see some Amazon reviews? Like, I want to do my due diligence before I follow your advice. Because if you follow the advice of someone who has a life you don't want, you will end up with their life because you're following the advice that has led them to where they are. Now, if the life that they have is the life that you want, follow the advice. This is something that we need to be both smart enough to question, but also smart enough to be a little bit dumber. It sounds so backwards, but I find that a big problem that smart people have is we like to question everything. We like to dig into it. We like to do the research. We like, but is that really true? We like to question things. If a bodybuilder is telling you how to build muscle, do what they say because they know what you don't know. If a brain surgeon is telling you how to become a brain surgeon, do what they're telling you because they have what you want. If your driving instructor is telling you how to put your hands on the wheel, do what they say because they have a license, you don't. You're not qualified to question them. Of course, you're allowed to ask, you're allowed to, ask for clarification, but if you want to lose weight and the person training you has lost 100 pounds, don't question them. You can ask for clarification, but I don't think that's right. I don't think that's going to work. They have what you want. You don't have what they have. So if you want what they have, do the advice that they give. But to make it nice and simple, only take the advice of people qualified to give that advice. It's a very simple, straight to the point. If you're taking advice on how to be married from somebody who is not married, they're not qualified to say that. If you're taking health advice from someone who is very unhealthy, they're not qualified to tell you how to get healthy. They're qualified to tell you what not to do. Somebody who got divorced is qualified to tell you how not to get divorced. Somebody who is in debt is qualified to tell you how to not end up where they are. They can't tell you how to make $1 million because they never did it. They can't tell you how to grow a business from 0 to 100 million in 3 months because they never did that. They're qualified to tell you what not to do. So, you probably have family members around you who have lives that you don't want. I do. I have certain family members who, respectfully, I don't want the life that they have. Respectfully, I don't want their life. So whenever they give me advice, I do the exact opposite. I do the exact opposite of what they say because your advice has led you to where you are. I don't want to be where you are. So if I do the opposite of what led you to the life I don't want, then I'm going to end up in the life I do want because I'm doing the opposite of the thing I don't want. If you want to lose weight, do not eat McDonald's every day. If you want to grow a business, do not be lazy on your business. If you want to achieve a thing, do not do the thing that will stop the goal from happening. And on that note, I hope you have a wonderful, lovely day. Take this advice. Only take advice from people qualified to give you that advice. And if you'd like to purchase my books, you can find them below. One-on-one consultations. If you're a podcast host, school principal who would like to bring me in for your school or youth-focused organization, contact information in the description as well as my Cashapp. Have a good one.